So for like a warning, I have been drinking like a little bit of whiskey.
I see the signs and I'm moving about as quickly as I can now. Used to wake up at dawn, check my Nikes for roaches, wipe the coat up out my eye, light up tree to fight the notion I was far from getting on. Now it's looking like I'm chosen, huh? Grinding so hard you think I'm trying to bust a Trojan, but I know, yeah, I know it's approaching like I copied and pasted from prophets and sages how to penetrate hearts. So what I jot on the page, I might reposition stars in the thoughts. In the space you get conviction mixed with art. When I hop on the stage and believe we need healing, planet beasts need killing. So my pen bleeds, feeling it's deeper, they ain't spilling. Yeah, every time I speak, reveal it, I think brilliant. And I'ma reach 1 million of souls with these lines so precisely designed that it might seem divine. On the road to perdition, the blind lead the blindness on the screen and in the sky. Everywhere I see the sign, let go. I see the signs and I'm moving. I see the signs and I'm moving. I see the signs and I'm moving about as quickly as I can now.
So you'll see, like, you remember when I had long hair, right? I think
when I met you, you had long hair.
Yeah, right. It was real long. But yeah, having long hair, you'll notice, man. Like people will like look at you differently, you know, and like just putting yourself together is more of a self-awareness thing. You can't just like wake up with long hair and just like do what you're about to do. You have to deal with your hair. You know what I'm saying? And so dealing with your hair kind of makes you like deal with yourself in a way. But yeah, hair's tight. That's also why I got dreadlocks on my balls, man. No, I'm just playing. So for like a warning, I have been drinking like a little bit of whiskey.
I got you.
I'm not gonna drink too much more. No, but yeah. So what's been going on with you, man?
Let's see. So since the last time we talked, I went to a Mayday show last Thursday in Virginia Beach. You know how much I fuck with Mayday.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Tight.
That's
kind
awesome.
of disappointing. Like the turnout was disappointing, but on like a selfish level, it was pretty fucking cool because it was a damn near like personal show.
So you were like right in front of them bitches, like catching the sweat drops and shit.
It could have been, yeah, it could have been. There was like literally enough to people to fill the front row. I actually stood back a little bit from them. I was just like in the center of the floor, just like absorbing all the energy.
So you see any good something like good movies or flicks, anything recently?
Still watching Naruto, man. And I don't watch too much TV, so I'm still
Naruto. Yeah.
I'm almost to 300 of Shippuden.
For real?
5. So yeah, I'm getting there.
So are you past like the Great Ninja War and stuff?
I'm in it.
Like
yeah.
You're in it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude. That show, I'm telling you, like I'll tell anybody, it's the greatest show. Like
I told Reezy when I finished, I'm gonna have him on the pod that like do a Naruto special with Reezy.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, let me know.
Because he was telling me that like there's all these Naruto people online that just don't understand it like he does. Like I believe you, man. I actually believe you because the way he is with that shit is just I've never seen anybody with anything at all. TV show, sport. I've never seen anybody obsessed with something other than a drug like he is with Naruto.
And the thing that's crazy is like it's not just the fact that he likes Naruto. It's he likes anime. You know, he knows all of the anime,
like, but he is obsessed,
and he still chooses Naruto. Yeah, like most people, if they're into anime, they're like Naruto's cool, you know, like, but I like this or I like this or this is cool too. But Naruto, I mean, he's like, nah, that's cool, but Naruto is the shit. I don't give a fuck what you say.
He like lives Naruto.
Yeah, he will fight somebody over the.
No, not only that, but just like the way that he makes decisions and shit, he'll like think about Naruto.
Oh like, yeah, look, hit the leaf, bro. Hit the leaf, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Hit the leaf, son.
I mean, I get it. It is a deep show. I'm not even hating. I'm just saying, like, he's really like that as far as like a dedicated fan and like truly loves the craft and like story and like character build and everything. He really has a true love for that shit.
Yeah.
And then you asked me what I've been up to. I went to that concert and then I did the new computer. So all right, so last Friday, man, I'm recording a pod with James and we recorded for like an hour and 45 hour 50 minutes, and then when I go to like wrap it up, it's like memory exceeded and it only recorded like an hour and 8 minutes of it, so we only have like a partial pod. We got to finish that shit over Zoom. But it was like my other computer had been messing up. I mean, it's like 10 years old, and you know how computers don't last very as long as they used to. Not that the ones that last were very fast, so there's give and take there. But this one seems dope. I mean, obviously it's new, so.
Dude, the thing that's crazy is 10 years ago, the computers cost so much more than they do now. It's absurd.
Not really, though. Computer cost hasn't come down that much. I mean, you can get, it's like, I don't know. The new generation, like the up-to-date generation, the cost of that has remained the same. Like you can get computers that are just one generation back for way cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Like the speed is way, like the cost per megahertz or whatever, like the cost per speed is way better. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They still keep the cost, like $1,300 is like the cost of the Mac Pro. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's Apple though. That's Apple.
True, and Apple's a different product though.
Yeah,
it's kind of what you need for podcasting too, though, because like the video editing. I mean, I'm not necessarily not saying you need it. Like, obviously, you can do it with the other shit, but like for a computer illiterate person like me, it's kind of like the easiest.
Yeah, not 100%. But also, I think Google. I have a Chromebook. I think Google's pretty tight because Google's not really like a platform. It's just like they kind of fucks with iOS and Android. So everything that they do, like I can download. I can run Linux, I can run iOS, I can run in Windows, anything on my laptop.
I gotcha.
I mean, I'm not 100% about iOS, but I can run iOS apps.
Right.
Like they make like this like emulator type thing that like I can run iOS apps on my Chromebook. But that's what's up, man. So a funny little segue. I'm gonna pull up the post I made. It was just yesterday, and it's so crazy to me because I've been dealing with like being like single and like the lonely shits, blah blah, but not really lonely, but wanting somebody, but not really wanting. You know what I'm saying? But so I found this post and I thought it was hilarious, and so I posted it.
Yes.
Do you see it? So public announcement. Nah. If anyone wants to fake date me during October, November, and December, so we can go on dates like corn mazes, haunted houses, or carve pumpkins and shit, see Christmas light shows and anything else in between, hit me up. It's cuffing season. Nobody left behind. Like just kind of like sarcastic. Dude, I got people hit me up. Like 5 girls hit me up, bro. Like like 5 girls that I wasn't even really talking to. Like, but like would definitely smash. Like hit me up. And like we're like, oh, so what's up? You taking applications? And like, and when I'm like, oh, I'm sad. I want a hug, and like I got so much love to give. Girls like, man, you fucking like pay, like I couldn't believe it. It's for like, but so don't post this till tomorrow because I have a date tomorrow and the next day and the night and the day after that. So don't post this till next week. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know how that goes.
I'll just keep it saved until we record next week.
That's what's up. No, but on the real though, it's actually pretty cool because like I got way more response than I ever thought that I would. Like the one chick that I kind of was like kind of hoping to get a response from like was one of the chicks, and so it's a law of attraction type shit, because she's like a random chick I found. She was a friend of a friend, like I hit the friend, even though I know she probably got like a bunch of them, and she like responded in like really quickly, like how it is that she liked a few of my pictures. Like, what? Word? You like my pictures? And so I went back and liked some of her pictures. You know how it goes, and then boom, I did that post and she liked that shit and actually commented on it. So I was like, all right, and so boom, date, and like. So, and she's really the only one like I really want, kind of like had my interest in, for real. But like, I don't know. It's pretty tight, man. Law of
Hilarious.
attraction, and also the way the world is crazy. Because growing up as a mixed kid, I got picked on, like because I'm not fully Asian, I'm not fully white, so the Asian and white people didn't really take me in, and so I hung out with the black people and Hispanics and shit. Um, and then all of a sudden, the past like 5 years or so, like dad bods, tattoos, and beards like got popular, and being nerdy, they got popular, and like I'm all that shit, like with a little bit of gangster, like so, like ooh, these are all the things I like, and a little bit like suspect, like I like that danger, like okay, cool, I've been this way since I was born, like what the fuck? Well, not the tattoos and the beard, but like that just happened, you know. I've always liked tattoos, man. So I had this dream the other night when I was older, dude. Because I only have tattoos on my left side. I feel like when I got my first tattoo, I was like, man, I like this shit, but I do like my skin, like even
You
though I'm
told me
not like,
this, but I got a question. Are you gonna do
yeah,
face tats?
yeah. Once my whole left side is covered up,
Then you'll start on the left side of your face.
honestly, probably under my beard. I saw this cool cat in Colorado. I'm pretty sure he was like fucking a cholo as a motherfucker, but like um I saw something a little bit off about his beard. Like his line was tight, like almost impeccable. Like I've never seen a beard line so tight. And so when I looked at it, it wasn't really the beard line; it was a tattoo. And his whole beard line underneath the tattoo, underneath it was his whole face tattoo, and had it said a bunch of shit. But his beard covered up perfectly, and like it looks so dope. Like so, eventually, like if once I come up my neck, like I might go up the back of my neck, and then like my beard line, but then like then my eyeball, and then half my tongue, half my nostril, maybe then the inside of my nostril, and then my eyelid. Yeah, in that order. No, but for real, if you get get an eyeball tattoo on your eyelid, that should be tight.
Nah, I'm
If
not down.
imagine in high school, you can like just be asleep, and then like they wouldn't even tell. Couldn't even tell.
I got 0 tats.
That's okay. I mean, you have 100% tats. Really,
Exactly.
it's your skin, just not and not anything artificial. The
I mean,
non-GMO tattoos.
I mean, I don't know.
Yo,
Got
so
something
what
in my foot.
did you see about the that like FDA approved this company out in California to like start producing this like fake ass meat, like beef and pork, I think, and chicken or something, maybe beef and chicken, but they make it in big vats, like a fucking like a brewery. It looks just like a brewery. Those big, huge silver like steel containers,
Hmm.
and they're making meat out of like liquid and chemicals,
Hmm.
and the FDA fucking approved that shit quick to sell to the U.S. market, like
Oh,
that.
for real.
Yeah,
As me, as like,
as meat. They don't have to tell us anything. Like,
damn.
yeah, so it might already be out there. Like in the things that we're thinking is meat is just fucking chemicals and
That's
coloring.
wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
that's so wild, man. Like, check it out. It looks like a big ass brewery. Just rows and rows of these big ass fucking steel, containers, like vats, like making meat for us, bro, and the future generations. It's fucked
What?
up.
All right. What? I gotta look at this. Where do I go to see this? This is interesting.
Yeah, no, just look up like fake meat California or something.
Fake meat, FDA approved
Yeah.
news. FDA approves lab grown good meat chicken product.
See, I thought it was chicken and beef, but it might just be chicken. But the one factory they make chicken and beef in the same fucking containers, bro.
Yeah, but they would have to label it, right?
I don't think so, man. I don't. Not if the FDA says they don't have to.
know about that. I don't know about that yet, but yeah, they definitely approved it. FDA clears lab-grown chicken as safe to eat. CBS News. CNN, yeah. But damn. But the thing is, like, of course, as a conspiracy theorist, you're gonna think, okay, well, that just means it's like a soft disclosure that they've already been doing it, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
But even if you're not, like, damn, CNN, official AF. Yeah.
And it's probably just some fat cat and some corporation like, oh, there's a chicken shortage. Let me call my scientist buddy and see if he can make me some chicken. Let me call my FDA buddy and get it approved. Oh, we're selling chicken now. Like, just like with the whole like I saw like Russell Brand went on like Bill Mayer or some shit and was like, I don't care, like, you invited me on the show, but now I'm gonna come here with some bunch of facts. And like he went through and dropped knowledge bombs on like what actually happened, like with the quarantine and COVID and all the vaccinations and stuff. And like Bill Maher, he couldn't really even say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like he already knew what his higher ups was gonna say. So he was like, "Can we just move on past this?" Like it was crazy, man. Like you haven't got any shots, or did you get one?
Nah.
People still getting sick. I haven't got sick at all, and I got no shots at all. I mean, knock on wood, but like I'm not really scared of it. Like I don't think it should be scary, like at all. Like it should be scary that people are fucking dumb as fuck and will believe anything that anybody, someone else tells them without questioning it,
Mm-hmm.
And I question both sides really. Like I did consider it, I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't that long. Like once I realized, I was like, wait, what? Plus one of the just the plain facts that I saw that really like blew my mind was that not only is how fast that they had all the vaccinations ready. Like it was just simple math. The factories it was not even physically possible to produce that many vaccinations in the time that they came out with them. Mm-hmm. So you put down all the facts. Okay, this factory made this factory made this factory made this factory works on this amount of production line, does this many vaccines per minute. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they did the math and they started making these vaccines way before before the fucking lockdown, before they even made it, before it was even a thing. They were already making the vaccine.
There's so much like facts. It's just like I really don't even feel like arguing it. No. I'm just, but no, because I'm on your side to the extent of like, how do people not see that? Like, and then just like one of the simple facts for me is just a simple fact. Largest civil criminal fine ever paid United States history, Pfizer, for lying to the public on some other medication, but still, like, and then Moderna, they've literally never had a product ever. The COVID vaccine was like their first one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, these are the people that y'all, I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but it is what it is.
But yeah, man. Yeah, we can just put those facts down and then move on if you want.
I mean, unless you got any others that bother you, that's the only one that for me is just like, I mean, it's so much that more than just
so
that.
Another one that I've heard, I'm not 100% on this one because it's not all mathematical, but it is kind of factual. Every single other vaccination that was ever produced took over 10 years of testing, like consistently, to even say that it was okay to be taken, like put into your fucking blood system.
Yeah, and then here's another one. They changed the definition of vaccination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As James would say, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So then, what are we talking about? You're talking about like lasagna. You know what I'm saying? Like what? So it's crazy. And also like the countless amounts of doctors who have blatantly just come out like, look, we were given orders that every single death was COVID related. Like at the end of the when you sign the fucking death thing, COVID related.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a proven thing too.
Yeah,
And
because
like,
it was like a certain amount of money paid by the insurance companies for them to basically, yeah, exactly.
so I mean, how?
Yeah.
So then, yeah. And the biggest fact is that mosquitoes still kill 2,000 motherfuckers a day, and no one talking about the damn mosquitoes. 2,000
Real shit.
for for real. Look up Google right now. How many people a day do mosquitoes kills? I think it's still over 2,000 people a day in the world.
Damn.
Mosquitoes, bro. No one talks about them shits. Like, what the fuck? They could be like the little fucking, whatever, the micro fucking compute like machines spreading around fucking diseases, making sure that all the DNA is like, at the level they want. I don't know. That's a little too far. That's too far.
It's totally possible.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Dude, so in are you familiar with the metaverse at all?
Yeah.
But like, do you
No.
frequent the metaverse?
No.
Okay. So I've been kind of escaping in the metaverse recently, and it's actually kind of cool because, I mean, which is kind of the appeal, I feel like, because you set up your avatar and you can look like what you want to look like, but not only that, like, you can't really change what comes out of you, so you're like, people can see your avatar, but people know that's just the outside appearance. In real life, when you see somebody, like our thing, I feel like our minds just kind of like, okay, like when I look at your face, like our past experiences and like the love that I have for you and the love that we've shared, the experiences that we've shared, they all like with that, like your face, what I'm saying? Like whatever. And with other people too, like when you meet somebody you don't know, like everything you kind of could relate to, maybe something that you've maybe look like them, or makes you think that they would be like that, like all of these past experiences kind of like, the internal judge is like, we kind of act on those to try to like size people up,
So
and
yeah, you got to read beyond fear, man, because like there's certain subtleties and distinctions with certain words, like fear being one of them. Like he distinguishes between irrational and rational fear. Irrational fear being like the fear that all animals experience when a predator is near, so to speak.
yeah,
And another one that you just said is judge. Like we do evaluate, we evaluate people's energy and we evaluate like how aligned their goals are with our goals. We make a lot of evaluations that aren't necessarily judgments, but they're just what we do in order to like determine how we want to interact with the outside world. It's not anything personal against the people that we're evaluating. It's just a thing that we're doing for ourselves.
yeah.
And I think seeing it that way is less judgmental. It's like, it's not even, there's no hate or negativity involved. It's just what it is in relationship to what you're looking to do as a person moving forward,
So even if there might be a fear aspect, I feel like it's based out of love, because like, I love you enough to try to relate to you, enough to try to hear you and try to speak in a way that you understand me, or like try to move in a way that you'll know where the fuck I'm going, and like, even when it comes down to predatorial, like animal, like, okay, I respect you, I love you enough to know that you might eat me if you're hungry enough, so I'm gonna move this way to let you know I'm not trying to fuck with your shit, like, but I feel like in the animal kingdom, like the ones that get eaten by tigers, they know that they're in the tiger's fucking area, but just that the tiger's area has a bunch of dope fruit and vegetables, so like they're taking that risk. So like, okay, I love you and respect your property, but I'm hungry, so if you can find me, you come try me, like so like, it's not like they're surprised when it happens, like, oh, I was in your property, like eating your shit because I'm hungry, like, but that because you set your property big because you got big balls and sharp ass fangs, like like that's how it is. It's all love, it's respect, even when you're getting fucking murked, like they took that risk, they know the risks, but they're not like, I'm not gonna judge the person eating them to that extent, and like, you're eating right now, like even making me miss my kids, blah blah blah, but like
animals won't judge them to that extent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I think that is the difference between animals and like the way our culture of humans operates. Not all humans. I do make that careful distinction too, because there's
but us motherfuckers aren't really, you can't really call us humans. But I don't think we're like
wild
really humans.
people left.
Yeah. I mean, so like the word human is like, I feel like there's different levels now. You
Yeah,
know,
no, I know. There's wild humans and then there's domesticated humans.
but then so what about like the woke, the totally unwoke, and like the fucking super blokes? I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can't have normalized people without like un abnormal people.
yeah,
But there's beyond like the yin and yang. There's like all different polarities, especially amongst the human race. I would say, like we're talking
right.
about in the
Well,
animal
yeah,
world.
even like, yeah, I mean, even amongst the wild, there's, yeah, exactly. Amongst the wild humans, there's still levels there. I don't know. Amongst the domesticated humans, it seems like they're all it's very similar. I mean, there's levels there, of course, but it just seem
But
from an
I feel like
animalistic perspective.
it's so regimented. Like even in the layers.
Yeah, yeah. From an animalistic perspective, it just seems like they're dead almost kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, like regimented, like it's so predictable, you know.
because like even on our level of like the outside the box thinking people, like they got a place for us too. You know what I'm saying? Like where like the whole propaganda about like
Oh, for
um
sure, but we're harder to put in boxes because shit, there's so much infighting in the truth community. Like
I know
everybody wants to
that's
be right, you know.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I
But
don't know. And then
that's another
there's me and people like me and like you know, that don't really care as much and want to focus more on just like having fun and not being like them. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Not being so regimented and shit, being truly wild, you know. But I mean, there's just yeah, I think it's an evolution, you know. We're all growing up,
Hell
but
yeah, man.
I think it is in my opinion, the way I would describe the ultimate goal using the symbols that I've learned based on the experiences that I've had, I feel like it's like the goal is to be wild, like to be free, to be like the human animal. And like that doesn't mean we ditch our intelligence. It just means we like put it in its proper place, you know.
Yeah, no,
We make intelligence a tool rather than like a fucking master that we're like trying to be right or like have the most knowledge, you know. It's just like it's not how it should be used, in my opinion.
no, for sure.
It's not the happiest way to use it. That's for damn sure, in my opinion.
No, 100%. And like also trying to say like less, but I feel like the word wild has been kind of manipulated, and in our culture to be like have like a
It's
negative
something that you don't. Yeah,
context.
yeah, yeah. Opposite of
Like
civilized.
yeah, and that's not anything. That's not being wild or like fucking shit up or like oh he needs Adderall. He's too wild. No, what? You need to
Mm,
fucking nurture. He's enjoying she is. Like he's
yeah,
enjoying the moment. Like why would you think that's wild? Like and if you do, like I don't know, the word wild
T
is definitely have like a
take him
negative
to a
connotation.
playground or like you know on a
Yeah,
walk.
exactly.
Let
Do
him like
something.
swing around in the trees and shit.
Yeah, like little kids are burning fucking sources of energy. Like you have to
Yeah,
let them expel that either in some way,
I know.
mentally, physically, or both. Like, you know, and
Hmm.
at least in it, we're built for that. Like we're not supposed to be just sitting around, hours and hours a day. Like we're standing up on feet to be able to stand up and do shit on our feet all day.
Hmm.
That's the reason why we started walking on 2 feet was to do shit, and and then we stopped doing shit. Like, so dude, like Wally, bro. I finally watched Wally. After years and years, people telling me it was so good. Oh my god, dude, it's just so good. You've seen it,
Yeah, I
right?
gotta check it out now. I've heard it's really good though from everybody that's watched it.
Yeah, I mean, just Pixar and general stuff, man, just blew my mind. Like even Avatar, I only saw that recently, like over the quarantine and shit,
Hmm.
and which is kind of
I don't
late.
think that's Pixar, but still, yeah.
Really? Are you sure? Anyway,
I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they all like this has the same dude on top though. But but dude, it like that one made me like happy cry so much. It was so great, man. This is such a good flick, and
That's
just
what's
kind of
up.
just like plus I feel like it's so relatable, and so which just kind of goes back to how like why I've been kind of escaping in the VR, like because you have this avatar, you can almost be more yourself because like people aren't looking, even though they see your avatar, that's only like helps them judge who you are at that moment better because you can change your avatar every day. you know. So like there's some girls and I play spades with like that we, but their avatar is like a fat white dude in a clown suit, you know. But like when you see them, like you know who they are, like you know what I'm saying, like but they're not a fat white dude in a clown suit, you know what I'm saying? They're like it's a
Mm-hmm.
hood ass fucking black chick from fucking St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like you can see them like more than like it would be like if you just met them in public, you know? Because in public there's all sorts of things like their decisions in that day, you know. And I don't know, it's kind of fun because also at the same time like you can just kind of like okay I'm fucking done and turn the power off, you know. And that's I guess that's probably one of the biggest appeals, you know, because life you can't just I mean you can turn the power off but then like you can't turn it back on again. You know what I'm saying? Like but that kind of goes into like letting go too. I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people need to like learn the lesson on. Like so one of the things that came up on a space table was someone and their pets. She was like, "Oh, I'd fucking sell my house and sell my kids for my pets." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, well, she didn't say kids, but like she implied, you know, I'd make my kids go hungry for our pets. Like, what? Like, how does that make sense? Like, I love my dog to death, my cat, but like, I'm not gonna go into debt for you guys. I'm sorry, you know. Like, if I got it, you got it. But like, I'm not gonna like get rid of all my shit, you know. Like, and I only need my shelf, but like, I feel like pets are the best example in life of like how to let go. Because when you have a pet, you have to understand that every single day, like the pet might not be there tomorrow, you know, because they
Right.
fucking run off in traffic. They're like they don't understand our world. They could, you
Right.
know, like get taken by somebody, you know, and like you know, there's no Amber Alerts for a missing pit bull, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that little girl that her pit bull got taken, like she learned a lesson on loss, you know what I'm saying? Even
Mm-hmm.
though like no one else gives a fuck, you know, the new Happy has a new pit bull, you know, like that girl might remember that shit forever, you know, and like, but so like it's you have, unless you like you want your pets to outlive you, you know that's a purpose with kids. You want them to outlive you. You know what I'm saying? That's you do what you can for that. Like that's our biggest hope. That anything beyond that is like having too much expectation on our kids. You know, that's another reason parents fuck up. Like it doesn't matter how much of your genes they got or not. Like try to do your best to fucking keep them alive longer than you are. You know, in any
Mm-hmm.
way possible. And like you know my situation. Like, but you know I'm feeling like I'm doing the best I can. And like and luckily like I got a big heart, you know, so she feels it. Like we're connected, you know, like she feels my love, you know, even though I'm not around. Like that's one thing. One thing I'm not worried is that like she, no matter what her mom says about me or doesn't say about me, you know, like, and I could tell by the way, you know, sometimes like I can see it in you know Sophia's face, you know, like when she talks to me sometimes, like what her mom says about me. But right now, you know, her mom's got like this rich boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? They got them a house and shit in the shores. And so like that's why I don't hear from her ass. But like if she ever has any problem at all, you know, like it's my fault. And so I mean, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to assume that she has been talking shit about Blake, but like she doesn't talk you know, highly of me. I'll promise you that. You know what I'm saying? Like so but against all that I know for sure and all that I've been through with her, like I know that Sophia like knows that I'm with her, you know, in spirit, and like if I could, I'd be with her every day, physically too, you know. Like she knows that, and I feel like that a lot of kids have a hard time knowing that, you know. But at the same time, as kids, we have to realize that our parents are just regular ass, like their own people too, you know. And like I don't know, I think you already know. Like for a long time, I've felt like family is probably the most sometimes the detrimental thing to our like emotional and spiritual happiness, you know, because they're so binding. Like they assume that we are the person that they thought that they knew yesterday, just because they
Mm-hmm.
were around us all day yesterday, or like they,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they changed my diapers, or like when I couldn't even I couldn't control shit myself, bro. If I could, I would. Okay, but thanks for helping a person that can't shit. You know, like what do you
Yeah.
do? What do you want for that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, get out of here. Dude. You had like someone else would if you didn't, bro. Like you know, it's nothing special. Like no,
Yeah.
but but yeah, and then we're like so tightly bonded with them, these people that like, first of all, don't know us, like almost the most, because they have the most assumptions and presumptions about us because they think they know us the most. So like, oh, I know you, like blah, 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 you did this and this and this, and so like they hold us to all these the agreements that we made as a past person in the past. Like, yeah,
that we've
like,
let go of.
yeah, I'm trying to let this shit go. I'm like, okay, I made a mistake or something, or I didn't, but like, or you think I made a mistake, which is not your fucking business, you know? Like, you're gonna hold me to that, like, and when I'm trying to do something better, you know? And so like, so sometimes the ones that know you the most, like, hurt you, like hold you back the most, and like, kind of like, you know, thwart change. You know, like thwart is the word of the day, bro. Like, dude, this dude from Georgia I play spades with. He's just fucking country as hell, but like down in Georgia, bro, they play spades, man, hard, dude. Like, no mistakes. Like every single card, like this one lady just finally started playing with me, just because she heard that they know how I play, and like, and I finally got her attention, but she didn't want to play with me because, like, sometimes it's just a game, really, you know, and I'm not gonna take it personally. Of course I want to win, but I'd rather win from like climbing out the hole. So sometimes I'll set us like the first hand on purpose, just to, like, you know, go in the hole. Anyway, yeah, I don't think you play spades too much, huh?
Nah.
So it's the chess of card games. Chess is probably, you know, the most like strategic, like, thinking game, I feel like, you know, and how deep it is.
Layers,
yeah, but spades is like that with cards, for sure. Like, there's a few other ones
trying to think ahead as far as what moves they're going to make, and then how you're going to counter, and then how they're going to counter that and all that. Yeah.
And especially because you have partners, and so like every person you play with is different too, because the way that they play theirs, you know, and so you have to like mentally kind of bid on something, and you're bidding against other team who wants to take as many books out of the, you know, the 13 that's available. And so it's like a bidding war, but it's also a battle every time. So you bid on how much you can battle for, you know, every time. Like, okay, we're about to fight right now. Who's gonna whip my ass? What you got, you know? And they're like, oh shit, I got you on 6 or 7. Like, bitch, you ain't got 6. They're like, I got 7. What? And then you battle it out, and then like, okay, cool, I got 6, I got 7, you know. Then boom, another hand. Like, every single hand is a battle. Like, it's pretty dope. Like,
yeah, I don't know the language you're speaking, but yeah, I got you. Sounds cool.
No, well, I was like putting in kind of like, you know, metaphorically speaking. I wasn't using spades lingo, but like spades, even the spades lingo has its own like language, really, you know. But yeah, dude, I bet if you got any spades followers ever, they're like, fuck yeah, dude, spades, man. It's a game, man. Like, it's a game that you can like communicate with somebody and get close to somebody without ever even saying anything but a few words, you know. Like, when you play with people that actually know how to play, and even if they'll know instantly if you don't know how to play. There's some things that ways you can play that as soon as you put your card down, people are like, get the fuck out of here. Why are you even playing right now? You know, like, it's like that. Hell yeah. Just tight.
Oh yeah. So you seen the pod I did with Reezy? What you think about death?
I think death is like the only thing you can expect besides eating and shitting in life. Like, eventually you're gonna have to eat some shit, and then you have to shit some shit, and then you're probably gonna die. Like, anything else is like is glorious, and it should be, you know, enjoyed to the fullest, and it's not. But, and you know, I'm definitely guilty of not enjoying it to the fullest. But besides those, I mean, everything else is just extra shit, dude. And those three, like, death is just part of it. And I mean, I know like almost 100% for myself that like it's not the end to anything. You know, it's just our body is just like reaching its fucking recharge fucking capacity. You know, it's like a battery, dude. Like, you eat some shit, you get energy, and shit some shits that you didn't use. You know, like, recharge it in some way, either by eating some more shit or meditating, or, you know what I'm saying, going out to places to refuel like physical energy, mental energy, you know, and then boom, we drain.
What was it? Input and X. I guess X put, whatever. You know,
discharge. Input,
and
yeah.
discharge.
Yeah. That's it. And then you stop doing that. But like everything about us is way more than just that process, you know? It's like if a battery, like if you had batteries that like had lives and went to work and had kids, like it's not just a battery, dude. Like there's more to that battery than just a battery, dude. You know, like this got some soul, bro. You know that's gonna go beyond the life of the battery, you know? Like
Yeah. Now, I was having this conversation with the girl, and she said she used like the phrase like no matter what we hear from another person. I was talking about like kind of like that. I didn't even mention, but just because I'm talking to you, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Like that scene in Waking Life when she's talking about like I use the word love, and then that symbol like travels through your ear, and you process that word based on your experiences of that word, you know. And so like I was kind of like describing that same phenomenon to her, but not talking about Waking Life because I don't think she's seen that. And then she was like, yeah, it's like, you know, each of us have we interpret things based on the way that she used the term color our experience. I forget exactly how she worded it, but it is kind of like even color, like color itself is something that is like,
it's perception.
yeah, it's like from the soul though, like what you're talking about. It's like how exactly it's perception, is how we see things. It's literally like how we see it creates the color just as much as the color is what it is. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude. So yeah, I was actually talking to the chick about this earlier. Like, so the color green. So
There's so many different shades of green.
yeah, but and that's in American culture because we have different names for them. Like so, there's this test like with indigenous people or something in you know, I'm not gonna say Africa, but probably Africa or some shit. You know, could be down South America, whatever. But just people not really too familiar with culture, and in their culture they don't really have a name for blue. It's just green. It's like the name of like the color that goes with nature and like natural stuff. It's just green. So when they see it, like the water and the sky, it's green to them. Like that, but it's still blue, but like it's green to them because that's the word that they have for that color. You know what I'm saying? So if they made this pie chart of different colors, different shades of green, or like green, and then like blue, and they could not see the blue one because they don't have a word for blue. And like it's in our culture, it's obvious, it's bright blue, you know, and like there's a like they did other tests, like it's obviously blue, you know, but then because they don't have the color, like the name, the actual word for blue, they don't see blue. All they see is green. But like on their list, they have okay, the green, yeah, of course the sea is different than the tree color, but that's still green. But so they can see the differences in the green. So like they had the same thing. The different like levels of green, like and like there was levels that they could see that we couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know the specs of that part, but like it's pretty crazy. You know, like
And it's kind of like that. I mean, color was that was that was what I said. I was like, yeah, color is a good word for that. You know, because it's kind of like
frequency.
it's like the she was kind of using it as a verb though. You know, because it's kind of like the way we color our experience, and it's like
that's also
kind of
because
real though, because it's how you perceive it.
It's also because bitches be tripping.
That's a separate fact.
All right, yeah, you're right.
That's just a fact of its own. But no, I mean, I just felt like the way she said that was on point.
No, hell yeah. And I mean, so I think we as men are like a lot more sensitive than we actually, you know, put off or that people think that we're supposed to be or whatever, you know? Like, no, not a lot of men are like as hard as like where they think the men or should be, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? And there is no standard, which is like stupid, you know, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like the expectations as a man or what the man's, you know what I'm saying? Those places that like they say that we should be doing, which is like kind of fucking with our heads anyway, you know, to begin with.
I feel like I've always
the dreams of society.
My response
you know?
to that has always been, nah, the realist ones are the ones that embrace what's real, and that includes emotion.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying
like
about emotion.
Russ's new album is super on point. No, I'm just saying like embracing that sensitive side is kind of that's really being hard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the real way of being hard to me. Like,
so the thing is,
I
you
know
can be soft, but you have to be on a hard ass beat. You can't just do it all like with tears in your eyes, bro. You gotta be coming with the mixed mastery. You know what I'm saying?
no, for sure.
You have to present it well. You know,
I agree.
You can't just come out all soft with it. Like you have to go hard with the softness.
Nah, I agree.
Oh shit.
I agree with that.
But yeah, the album. You were saying what?
No, it's just like it's just like the realist version of him. You know, he talks about like his past and how, you know, there's this one bar where he's like, supreme confidence, exactly what you're just talking about, supreme confidence, crippling insecurities. You know, just like balance, like that balance right there is a fucking extreme fucking polarity. Because how do you have supreme confidence if you have crippling insecurities? Well, the supreme confidence is what I'm showing in order to balance out that crippling insecurity, because if I actually display that crippling insecurity, it's only going to make it worse because people just make fun of you. Like, nobody embraces the crybaby, you know? So,
but dude, talking about embracing crybabies, dude, everybody's just like on the spectrum now, dude. Are you fucking serious though?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm probably gonna hurt some feelings, you know what I'm saying? But like, dog, I feel like almost anybody would be on the spectrum if you went to one of these tests and like was actually truthful with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the tests are not that hard. Like, I can make any test pretty much say anything about me. Even those personality tests, I've kind of just checked like things that were still, I didn't lie, but I was like, okay, but some days I'm like this, you know, just change the answers,
Mm-hmm.
like with like intent of like being truthful but also different. You know what I'm saying? And dude, every single time I couldn't like pinpoint, you know, the personality types, but it was something different. I think I did like 4 times and I got different personality traits because by being truthful, but also being truthful with
taking it at a different time.
Yeah, different polarities, like who I am and like how I would be in certain situations or something. You know what I'm saying? So like trying to be truthful with the question itself also, you know, like, so I feel like I'm being more truthful. So I took it 4 times and like 4 different fucking personalities, you know. That doesn't mean that I'm quad pole, whatever. It just means like I'm aware of like my polarities, you know.
Right.
And I mean that's why even the whole bipolar thing is like fucking blown out of proportion too. Like there's no such thing as just 2 polarities of anything, even in nature, you know. Like either like there's a lot of shit to do than just 2 polarities. You're fighting, you're fucking, you're building, you're nesting.
But I feel like there's 2 polarities to everything that you can do.
Well, I feel like that. Well, then that's a different level. There's different polarities to every polarity. Also,
exactly.
You can be a certain way, but then when something happens, you know, you have to. It's gonna be like if it's not that great, or if it is that great, or you know, there's different 2 sides, like the internal sides of each coin. Like I guess 4 sides to each coin. I don't know, but yeah, no, I definitely feel like each polarity has its own bipolarity. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So and that,
exactly, and that comes down to awareness. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like, because you can choose to be aware of this or that. Like as you're exploring darkness, there's like that choice of which way you're gonna go with the exploration too. And like no matter which way you go, there's still that. It's like the yin yang and everlasting motion. You know, it's Kymatica is what the word is for that. Which is what also the name of the documentary. That is fucking fire.
Dude, I feel like it's been harder and harder to get people interested in Kymatica. It's kind of sad, you know. Like I feel like 10 years ago,
real.
Yeah, they come to a culture where if they're not ready for it, like it's almost like they're trained not to even like listen to it. They can't hear it, you know. It just feels like garble to them, you know. They really just don't understand it because like they're so like almost trained to like not hear it, or like distrust it so much that like they can't even like hear the truth in it, you know, like because they're not going to, you know, because they don't want to. It like upsets too many things, agreements and stuff that they've made, you know, but without realizing, you know, like, and they'd rather just like dismiss it or like just lose focus because like they just do not want to hear that shit, man. And like, I mean, I don't force on anybody, but like if something comes up like that, I'm like, oh, you want to check out some real shit? Check this out. I remember 10 years ago, people were like, oh shit, that's tight, bro. You know, like, but nowadays it's like, oh, do you check it out? Like once, twice, maybe, because I knew that they needed it and wanted it, but then nah, like I'm not gonna bug somebody, dude. Like how much?
Right.
Like, you can't lead a horse to fucking delicious water, no matter how much you're like enjoying drinking that shit, like in their face. Like, look, everything. I let you sip my bottle. Yeah, I got that fucking bottle of water from that fucking source of information. Like, it tastes good, doesn't it? Yeah, I just told it to you. I got it from this shit. Like, check it out. No, they will, but they'll fucking, you know, suck it, like, take it from me, from my bottle, but they won't go to the source. Like, the fuck. But I guess it is how I present it, you know, like I can present things kind of well. I feel like that goes back to timing too, you know, which is also like what I feel like what wit is sometimes. Like anything, or like not anything, but most things that happen or can be said can be made into like a joke if planned out properly, you know, the presentation, blah, 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 and then the punchline. Like, it's just a formula.
Absol
like,
said, what's the use in being witty? Ain't nobody with it.
Exactly, right? But when it's something's funny, like that, you know, it's almost a reaction, you know.
Yeah, I know sometimes you're just like naturally witty. You can't even help it.
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
Like, if you're that personality type, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
No, and I mean, I feel like he is that personality type, and that's why he came up with that bar. You know what I'm saying? What's the use? Because he's like trying so hard, and nobody's catching on to what he's trying to say. You know, because he's too advanced. You know, and so he's like, "What's the use in being witty? Ain't nobody with it."
Exactly. No, he's probably definitely in top 5 of like rappers or entertainers that I'd like definitely
He's a
like to chill with.
rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like every rapper loves Absol. Russ loves Absol. Fucking Locksmith loves Absol. Like if you hate Absol, who the fuck are you?
Well, one thing's for sure, like you never really sat down and listened to an album,
right?
Like or even like a few songs like of an album,
right?
Or like one song maybe. At least probably be like maybe one song. Like no matter what, I feel like if you like hip hop and shit, like real fucking rap, like you would at least check out an album, you know, and then like, okay, not bad, you know, and then you come across something, you know, like this fucking this masterpieces, and then like, damn, it's just tight. Like I don't see how that progression could not happen if you really like fucking hip hop or rap, you know.
Yeah, but he's also, even within that lane, people just don't, I think he's too advanced for the for the average hip hop head.
I mean, and some of that shit also, he speaks some stuff that like people aren't ready to hear though too sometimes.
Exactly.
So that's why they're like the sound, like, oh, it doesn't sound good to me. Yeah, because you don't want to hear that shit. Might have to realize some shit about yourself. Right. No one wants to hear that shit. No, but that's why I love that shit. You know, like I want to hear it. Like, Sam. But that's another thing. That's why another reason with Spades, like, if you fuck up, like, there's no denying that shit. Like, oh, but nah, but if you had that, like, nah, I had this, you had that, you why the fuck you play that? You know, like, you fucked up. Like, just admit it, you know, like, but then you move on because you got another hand coming, you know, like, that's why it's like, it's fucking awesome, man. Just one of the best card games. Like, that I've heard there are some similar. There's like Rook, and like, I've heard a bunch more like variations, but when it comes down to it, like, Spades is the OG. I feel like, I don't know. Have you heard of Kankian? Did I show you that shit? I don't know if that's the official word, but this fucking Hispanic game that my buddy got me on, it's got 4 different suits. It's like swords, this big ass pickle thing, but it's actually supposed to be like a bat. Fucking daggers, and like rings or something like that. And like, but there's only like the face cards, and like it's either 1-on-1 or it's like cutthroat, 3 people against each other. You know, so it's pretty tight. I might have to put you on that. I mean, you're not really like card games such, are you? Like,
nah, not really.
You need to get on your chest, man. Come on, come see me.
I mean, I'm down for some chess, but I don't know, man. I'm just busy with a lot of things at the moment.
I
Uh,
know. It's just a couple minutes, man.
I don't know.
It's all, dude. I was talking shit to this one guy I was playing like Connect Four, and like, dude, when I was like 12, I thought I was a shit with it, and I mean, I've played a couple times since then, but I was kind of talking shit, to this older dude, and like, he got me pretty good. I mean, he got me at like, a series of 5, but I caught him once pretty easily. Well, when I actually pushed it, and what didn't make stupid mistakes, I could plan it out and I won, but like. He got me 3 times on some stupid shit like that I totally forgot about. Like the certain combinations that you can make to get an easy win. Like Connect Four was my shit, dude. Like we used to play all the time. Like so, my brother and I, we actually invented this game, dude. That you should like cut this part out and like put it as like a little clip. You know what I'm saying? But it's called Double Dragon. Double Dragon, dude. And so you play 2 of your piece at one time, but they can't be touching. So it's Connect Four, but like you can put 2 pieces at a time. So it's like pow pow, it's pow pow. Like it's pretty tight. If you got any Connect Four fans out there, they're like, damn, I want to do that shit right now. And when it happens, dude, if it blows up, Double Dragon, you can like mark this right as today's date.
So you said you do 2 at a time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my brother and I invented this shit called Double Dragon. Put 2 at the same time. And you can also play to 5 if you want, like 5
You
in a
have to
row.
put it in the same row?
No, you can't put. They can't be touching.
Anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Oh, they can't be touching.
Yeah,
See,
so
they
they could
can't
be
be
the next
side by
row
side or
or
vertical
diagonally. Yep, or
or
even
diagonal.
diagonally. Yeah,
Got you.
it's pretty tight.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So what you think about everything going on in the world, man? Maui fires and fucking everything.
I mean, I just saw or have looked in. I mean, I didn't really look into it too much, but
There was like the
um,
Canadian fires not that long ago, and then there was like El Nino coming up, and then I don't know, just crazy shit all over the place, as it
so
has
like,
been for a long time. But
yeah, no, but I feel like everything. People are starting to already forget like the time of BC. Because it wasn't that long ago where we had El Nino. Like it's been a while, but so much has happened. In such short time. Like we're not even thinking about like, oh my God, it's so much a big change. No, it's not. Like it wasn't that long ago. We're going through this also. This is a cycle happening, and like it might be bad, it might not, but like that's how it is. It's been for a while. Like we've been lucky to have like very moderate like climate, climate change, but the cycles like are coming about, coming back a little bit. Like that's not. So I was actually gonna mention, but I just saw like some meteorologist type shit where it's explaining how like it's a lot because it's been warmer, like the waters and stuff are warmer on the El Nino whatever side, Pacific side down there in the Gulf, and then it creates weather patterns and like there's other stuff happening, like, but it happens, every few
what do you think
years,
about
like,
weather control,
oh
like weather
man.
modification technology?
So, I mean, of course, nothing's 100%, but they 100% can change that shit if they want to. They can like manipulate it. If you
With
understand the cycle,
ions and shit. Yeah,
yeah,
like
of
the
course.
ionosphere and shit. With
I feel like it's
HARP
not.
up in Alaska.
I
Hmm.
don't think it's that hard of a it's not even that complicated of like an idea or consideration of like if you know the weather patterns and how the currents naturally do it, how could you not change the degrees a little bit here and there, or like do shits? There's gonna be multiple ways to change that shit if they want to.
Hmm.
And like even just like having stations out there, in the ocean to like either cool it down or how, whatever they wanted. That's the most basic shit I would think of, but like, but yeah, even a few degrees, makes a big difference. And like the temperature of the water and like whatever. And like even fans, I feel like could change some shit, like those big ass fans that are supposed to be generating power. Maybe they're like directing the fucking,
Real shit.
All in cahoots. Yo, is that some shit? I think I just thought of my own conspiracy, dude.
You knew the newest conspiracy.
The newest me. You heard it here first.
The fan-spiracy.
The hydroelectric falsities.
Nah, I don't know about all that, but
Nah,
at the same time, anything is possible with the level. Like technology is at a crazy level, man. Like when you're talking about the metaverse, like isn't that what like people 10 years ago would have thought of as dimension jumping?
Yeah, 100%.
Like before people started talking about the metaverse and talking about it in a certain way, and the way they did like the soft disclosure and the slow leak and all, and they kind of like directed the language and the way it's talked about and everything. But like before any of that even happened, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, what we call the metaverse would be considered like jumping into a different dimension.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So
yeah,
like,
man,
if they are releasing that technology to the public, what technology do you think they have access to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't imagine. So the big news in the metaverse, man, it's kind of funny. So the avatar, you can set up your outfit, whatever, the shoes, even down the shoes. But
no, I mean, I know what you're going to say as far as like designing the avatar. I want to get on a more like existential level. Like, where is the metaverse coming from?
So this kind of like leads up to this, okay? So right. Even though you design your lower half of the body, when you go about the metaverse, all you've been able to go is just upper body, because they didn't program the legs. It's too much. Like, so they just had our avatar was floating around. Blah blah. You can use your arms, but they had nothing for the legs because there's nothing controlling our legs. So it's hard for them to like to program like what our legs would do.
Aren't there certain worlds where people are full bodied?
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, there are, but that's because you have an avatar that has a certain body, not your body.
Don't they have ones where it is your body?
No, no. You have to take on another avatar. I mean, I'm sure they have some, but like it's an avatar that's like similar to yours, but it's not the one that you create.
You don't think they have like? I'm pretty sure they have ones that might not be released to the public yet, but like they've let the public. They've let the public know about. Mm-hmm. Like they do the body scan and then they just scan your fucking avatar in the metaverse.
Okay. So operate with it. I'm gonna be more specific, I guess. So in the world, in the metaverse, there's a game, I guess, or an application called Horizon. So Horizon is like one of the big like kind of sub like dimensions where there's anybody pretty much can
like
be a creator.
Operating system, basically.
Yeah, kind of. And like, but so anybody can create a profile, which uses your basic avatar, but like you can add some shit and you have achievements and stuff. But
so do you use like a remote or like what are you using?
Like I got the headset right here.
Okay, but then do you just use your mind, or like is it reading your mind or what?
So it reads your eyeballs.
Okay.
So yeah, technically it kind of does because it's like staring into your eyeballs, dude, and like in some way, and it uses that to like know where you're looking, because no matter where you're looking, it's projecting where you're looking. It's not like moving the actual like image; it's moving your eye, like what your eyeballs are looking at.
That is,
so like, so when you're in there, it's not just looking around, because if I look this way and like use my eyes this way, I can still just see this way. So that's why it doesn't matter like where you're looking. It matters like what your eyeballs are looking at.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like
that's freaky for real.
So in a way,
start thinking about the third eye, like you start bringing that into the whole thing, like that is fucking.
Yeah. So the first week, it kind of hurt my fucking. I'm saying my third eye a little bit, man, for real. Like letting it, like almost like letting it have connectivity. You know what I'm saying? Like letting it connect to my fucking third eye's like Wi-Fi. Like it took a drain, dude. It drained.
That's too weird.
But it's just another level of like information, like soaking up. Like they just want to know every little thing about us to like predict shopping trends and fucking, you know, all kinds of whatever they want to do. Like, it's just another level.
It's wild.
No, but I mean, you should check it out. That's pretty tight.
I don't know about that.
But if you don't get on now, man, have you seen like Ready Player One?
Yeah.
It's just pretty tight. No, it's not tight though.
Because I was gonna say they're living in fucking garbage ass cities and
Dude,
shit.
whatever, they'll be like our broke ass grandkids, bro. We'll be fine. We'll be out of here by then.
Nah, fuck that. I'm not trying to live like that.
I know. But yeah, I mean, hopefully no one has to. I mean, but that's the thing that's fucked up. No one has to, and they haven't had to in a long time. But
Never have.
like, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
there's been a few sketchy times, you know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah. After the nuclear bomb that blew up Atlantis, it was probably tough to survive after that for a little while. Yeah. I do believe we live in a post-apocalyptic world and that we've had advanced technology on this planet before.
Right. I'm saying like, it's where the year 2000 even come from, you know, like who started the clock over again, you know, like no one even talks about that.
Right.
But I feel like the COVID might be BC, the new BC. Maybe in like 100 years, they'll just like start it over again. Yeah, dude, I've actually had this thought where like, so if they control the history books, they can do whatever they want with the times, you know?
Right.
So like the COVID thing is just another test for them, you know, so that boom, that they know where they're at in society, you know, like they know how much control they have. So that that's almost like a reset. So that in like 120 years, they might have something implemented. Like, all right, so this is the year we're gonna start changing up the history books, you know, on the lower levels, dude. Because like, and then like start and then go up, like that, you know. This is math, bro. Like how to train people to know a certain number or something, you know, or like agree to something.
Especially when we stop talking to each other in real life and we're only communicating through these devices.
Yeah,
and it's so easy, you know. Even what we're doing now is totally recorded. Everything is so recorded, but I feel like there is a level of like when we're face to face and we're able to like communicate on like that body language and like there's so much more to face to face communication, I feel like.
Oh yeah, no, totally, man. Totally different. I'm gonna take a little swig with you, though.
I'm not drinking whiskey though. I'm drinking mead, honey wine.
Dude, this is like almost the same thing.
No deal.
Yes, it is. No way. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Dude, so I'm predicting something also is the super rise of like crazy injuries of kids, like with like e-bikes and e-scooters and all kinds of stuff, man. It's getting kind of like out of hand, I feel like, in a lot of ways. Even like down, I don't know, there's just a lot of kids, you know, with not much to do, you know, and like there was a baby boom like crazy, dude, you know, in the past over COVID. Like it was a baby boom because all it was to do was sit around and fuck, you know. Really. And like you can go out to get as many condoms as you need to be as protected as you should, you know, or like who likes to pull out? Of course I love to pull out, but I don't like to pull out. For real, come on, let's be real. And then over COVID, there was a lot of reasons, like, you know, couples and stuff that maybe didn't work. They made it work for, you know, I don't know. They're bored as fuck. And that's all. That's one of the things that probably had to do a lot just to get by. But like, yeah, there's a lot of babies that with know nothing of BC times, you know, already. So that's one of the first generations are kids from like the fucking COVID boom, dude. Like, oh, and then that's ignorance already layered on top of ignorance, you know. And then so it only takes probably a few decades until those motherfuckers are like teaching other kids in schools. You know what I'm saying? So that's not even that long before it's Like Idiocracy, like teaching Idiocracy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because there are people that I work with that were born after 9/11.
That's what I'm saying, and don't really know. Like just like
No,
whatever they heard is what they
no,
think they
and
know.
no, one of them I was asking him about. I was like, so what do they tell you in school about it? And he was like, never forget. He like kind of had like a kind of scoff about it, like, you know, like they fucking drilled it into him, like he was almost like tired of hearing it, you know. It's just like crazy, right?
For real?
Yeah, dude, that was exactly how it was, like exasperated, you know. Just like never forget. And kind of like an eye roll, you know. Yeah, he was born in like 2002 or 2004 or something.
Damn. And the kids have so much
Or
to say about shit.
he might have been born like right before it, but the like one of the girls that I work with, she was born in 2004. Yeah, it's fucking
Wow.
crazy.
Well, so yeah, that's just kind of what I'm saying. He's gonna be teaching kids, or like being, having his own kids in the next like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like that's scary, dude.
Uh,
So that, yeah, definitely could be another BC, man. To start over. Like,
it's
so
wild.
like, because 2,000 years, probably is enough time. You know what I'm saying, for them to like reevaluate things. Like if you think about it, like, so what happened in like the 200s or 300s?
Well, have you seen Westworld?
Yeah,
I mean, it could be just like Westworld, you know, they just reset it whenever they want.
yeah, damn fucking right. Oh man, what happened with Westworld? They took it off HBO?
I think it was getting too real.
Really?
Yeah, they were supposed to have a season 5, but it didn't get passed for a season 5.
They're like, okay, now you're catching up to stuff now. Chill out.
Yeah. They're learning too
Yeah.
much
Wow, you just used the information that we gave everybody, and that, I don't know, no one really listened to,
and put it together in like a
and just put it
brilliant
together.
way.
Yeah. And people are
Yeah.
like surprised about it. Like, what? No, we're just like portraying what they already told us that they can probably do.
Yeah.
And they have been
But it
trying to
is
do
it
for.
is it is kind of like that because it's like, you know, it's simulations within, I don't want to say simulations within simulations, but it's like a simulation that people at a certain reality, whether it's simulated or not, can control.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. I mean, of course, because some people just have to play the role. Like, yeah, but you have to be aware of the role, like, I don't know. Like every person in the whole show like had their own role that they kind of like couldn't help but play, but had to play.
There was a script.
No, I know, but that how it was portrayed. Like each character had their own like destiny without having any control of it. And you know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I mean, I
But
guess that's the whole show, yeah.
yeah, that's
But
the whole show. And then, but at the beginning and the very end of, I think at least the last season or season 3, they say like you have the choice to like see the beauty in the world or to just see the ugliness in the world, you know?
yeah,
I think you can kind of see both, but you kind of have to choose which one
Woo!
you're gonna like look through yourself, you know, or like create through, I guess.
But and even in that light, I feel like it's like almost necessary to know what it feels like to extinguish light, to be able to like extinguish, like to bring light. Sometimes without seeing like real darkness, like you can't appreciate the brightness.
Okay, but when you talk about that on a simulation level, like, because in Westworld they like build like a simulation and then they like some people are kind of tricked into going, and then some people like willingly just go because they really truly believe that it's going to be better. It's going to be more perfect to live in this simulated, perfect world or whatever. But it's not real. You know what I mean?
I mean, so would you
So
not
what's
check it
real?
out?
Not if it meant that you got trapped there.
Wait, every person that went got trapped there?
Yeah,
What?
that's part of the deal.
What
Because
as?
the door closes at a certain point.
Oh, damn! I think I missed that part.
Or it's not that the door closes, it's just that once you're on the other side, you can't find your way back, I think.
Oh, but I mean that's kind of like the real death, though, right? Or
I
like
mean,
it's a death.
I don't know. Is the metaverse a death? Do you think experiencing the metaverse is death?
I mean, I feel like everything is a part of death. Like living is a part of death. You know,
Right. Yeah.
like we live to die in a sense, but we're like dying to live. You know, like I said that a couple times, man. But I feel like when you like accept death, like you can like might have a chance to live. You know, kind of like my like A-Dub patented upside down chip theory. You know, like sometimes you have to like turn that shit upside down and like do things you wouldn't do normally, or fucking just change shit up and like experience change to the fullest, to really experience, like to know that like you experienced as much as you could, or at least like to experience as much as you're like okay with. Like like you don't have to do anything like all these great grand things, but be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to do that shit, like what's holding you back? There's nothing holding you back. Like, but but I'm not like put expectations on myself. Like, yeah, of course I want to own a yacht, but like that's probably like not really in my lifetime. Like type shit. Like I don't know. I can see myself with a boat eventually, but it ain't gonna be no damn yacht. You know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
seems
Like,
like a lot to take care of.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Who wants that
A lot,
responsibility,
a
dude?
lot to maintain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do like a yada share. I'll throw down on one.
Yeah.
Dude, we just like have like what's it called?
Parties on the yacht at the dock.
Yeah,
Never go
just
anywhere. Just yacht party right there on the
dude,
dock.
yeah, podcast slash like record everything and just fuck around, dude. Just the homie shit all day and just chop it up and make it hilarious. You and I would just every now come in with a pie of like of wittiness and just like pie somebody and like make a skit.
Uh,
And like some of the homies would
uh,
be aware, some wouldn't. It would be like jackass, but like like a smarter ass.
smart ass.
Smart ass, dude. Smart ass. Yo, come on, let's do it.
Maybe.
Oh
Shit.
yeah, I'm down though, dude. Smart ass. We should like look into that, see if it's like a patented or whatever. Probably is.
We'll just do it anyway.
Yeah,
And
I
when they
don't
come
think.
after us, we can change. We can make it 2.0.
Yeah, exactly. Or like whatever, use some like Japanese language or some shit.
Yeah.
But that's what's up, man. I love you, dude.
Fuck yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um,
I feel like they're deceiving us, man. I mean, everybody knows that, but like on a level that's like crazy to think about, man. It's like digital deception, everything that we see through a screen, social media, television, it's all suspect, man.
dude, it's sad, man. For like,
It's all pre-planned. Anything you see on a screen, you have to think like that was pre-planned in some way, shape, or form.
and it's not just the planning is like how they planned it is like to be deceptive, I mean like manipulative and to like persuasive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucked up. Like, why have to entertain us with fucking mind poison? Why are you
Mm-hmm.
mind fucking us with like stuff that we're with entertainment? Like that's fucked up.
You
You
ever
know,
see the movie Monsters Inc? Speaking of Pixar, like they figure out eventually, and hopefully at some point they figure this out in the real world. But like the monsters realize that like laughing gets just as much energy and it like doesn't hurt anybody, and it's like even more powerful. And so then they stop trying to scare the kids and they start like telling jokes and like doing funny things and performing and shit and like getting the kids to laugh and giggle, and they get even more energy because the kids are like actually agreeing to the interaction, and not like being deceived in the interaction and then being scared. Like they're actually like willing to be a part of the interaction, and it's hilarious, so they're getting that much more energy, and it's like positive energy, so people like want to do it, you know what I mean, so they get even that much more. So like Monsters Inc. I feel like is like one of the most profound speaking. I know you said
dude, it's
Pixar films
so
are
amazing.
profound, but like that one in particular is just like so on point
Dude, it's
from a
so
like
good. Dude,
energy harvesting standpoint or whatever.
yeah. Dude, so a friend of mine who like appreciates how like laughable I could be, I guess. You know, sometimes she like told me to watch the shit, you know, and like and when I like realized what was happening, I had to like stop the movie, dude. I was like just like laughing and weeping, dude. It was so beautiful to see like a film like say some shit like that, you know?
What are you talking
And
about? What
just
film
just
are you
the,
talking about?
the Monsters Inc.
Oh, real. Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
saw it
dude.
recently?
Yeah, just recently.
Oh shit, I saw it back in the day, like when it came out, and I've seen it like once since then. But yeah,
Dude, just to be
so
able to
good, right?
like just to have that message of like it's like just laugh it up, dude, you know?
Yeah,
I love that shit so much, man. Yeah, I might watch it again now that you said something.
and
I don't know why I
that
haven't.
film is perfect. It came out in 2001, which I think is like also kind of like perfect, because like with 9/11 happening in 2001, and like that movie kind of like it needed to come out that year, because any time after that they like would have been like, oh nah, can't let that get out.
Damn, I didn't think about
It's
that.
too real.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so that's the other thing that blew my mind because it's been 20 years. Like 20 years like I haven't seen that shit. And dude, it was so good, so good. I'm about to watch it tonight.
Hell yeah. That was all I had, man. That was all I had. Just wanted to emphasize, like, I mean, I didn't even talk about this, but like deep fakes, like just the level of fakery that can
Okay, yeah, so I didn't get
that
to retort
like through
much of a
screens.
I didn't get too much of a retort on that shit, dude. I don't think I'm gonna say that word right, but dude, it's yeah, that's sad, man. Like I really like almost feel for people, you know, because I feel people struggling like when they don't have to be, you know, like
Mhm.
they're almost like set up by society to like live beyond their means, you know, like I'm guilty of it. Like I have some debt, but like I don't let it bring me down. You know, like I can almost feel their weight. Like when they walk around, I almost see it. Like it's this fucking heavy, dark, like cloud, and it's fucking, and it hurts me. Like it causes storms around me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, um, it brings me pain to like, I actually feel the pain, and like it's not my pain. You know, like, um, and most of it is just like they agree to that.
I was
You
gonna
know,
say,
like
I was just about to say it's their choice. That's the hard.
it's their fucking
That's
choice.
almost the hardest part to accept, though, is that they're actually choosing that.
And yeah, so it's like a double, like this is a double of like fucking hurt because not only do I feel the hurt, like I feel they're hurt that they're hurt for no reason, like
Yeah.
but their own doing, like their own
It's like they're
choice.
tricked into it, but then like you can't see through that. Like it's so easy
Yeah,
to see through. You're choosing to be tricked into it.
yeah,
You're being
but
willfully tricked.
and there's almost like not much anymore that you can do about it. You know, that's what hurts because some people like no matter what, unless you like know them on a personal level, if you just try like hit at those like fucking agreements that they have built up, dude, they'll get so defensive and like so aggressive or like just dismissive. You know,
Hmm.
it's not trying to hear it and like talking over you, like they won't let you like even speak your truths,
Hmm.
and dude, and every word hurts them, like so seriously, man, it's almost impossible to get a whole sentence out when someone's like already backed in that corner, like for no fucking reason, because they're holding on to like these agreements, that they didn't really agree to, or they don't even want to agree to, but they're just like used to agreeing to shit. It's like,
I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it's in the chapter. Don't take anything personally. And Don Miguel says something. I'm paraphrasing, but he says something along the lines of, "It's not what I'm saying that's hurting you. It's I'm touching wounds that you have that you've agreed to allow to exist." Basically,
yeah, exactly. And without your choice, sometimes like because somebody else's choices, most of the time, like.
yeah, but even then, it's your choice now.
Yeah, 100%.
At the moment that you become aware of it, it becomes
Yeah,
your choice.
but it's almost like a double awareness. First, you have to realize that it wasn't even like your choice, and then
Right.
you have to realize that it's not your choice now to even know, like, give a fuck if it was your choice or not.
Right.
So like, yeah,
Well,
man.
no, well, not exactly. I would say. I think you have to become aware that it wasn't your choice, but then you have to become aware of the fact that it is now.
Yeah, sure, but okay, but then also realize that you shouldn't have even given a fuck, which almost like sets both parties free in a way. Like know that.
Yeah, but the word "shouldn't" is a little
Okay,
is dicey there too,
maybe
because
couldn't, or like, I don't know. The way I see
there
it,
was no reason to be.
yeah, there's no
But
reason to be.
you still kind of there's still but then that's kind of a judgment on yourself too. You want to let go of the fact that you might
Yeah,
have held on to it for longer than you should have, but like being mad at yourself for that isn't helping either.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, we definitely get mad at ourselves for no reason, man.
All right. I know you're trying to get out of here, but I got one more because this conversation led to a different thought.
Nah, dude,
Do you think it's
I'm not trying to get out
possible?
of here. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
okay. All right. So what we were just saying, uh remind like and this is going to be a topic when me and James are able to finish the podcast that got cut off because of my old shitty computer. Thank you, nice shiny new computer. But do you think it's possible to change the past?
I mean, in a way, I think of course, because if you change how you think about the past, how you see the past, and like even choose to let it affect you or not, or take the lessons and stuff, like you're changing the past. Like you can like, and through meditation and lucid dreaming, you can go into the past and like almost like make right wrongs by seeking the awareness. You know what I'm saying? Like and like learning the lesson that maybe we forgot. And like being better because of that shit. And so in a way that's changing the past because like I mean
Yeah.
but so it's definitely stages, man. You have to not take it personally, and then you have to go back and like actively and like be aware that you are active like learning a lesson, you know what I'm saying, and like putting that shit down on fucking a solid into you and fucking nurturing that shit. It takes work, but like yeah, that's you definitely change the past, but which is also
That's
like also changing the right now, like being more present.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
You're getting to exactly what I was just about to say. It's like I totally agree with you. So it's like I'm not even it's not what
yeah,
I'm about to say is an argument. It's like a
yeah,
yes and, right? So
yeah, I got
yes
you.
and the way I see that is probably what you were about to say is like changing your whole perspective on time changes the past, because if you can see that the only thing that truly exists is right now, and
Yeah,
that everything that is the past is really just your interpretation and the story that you're telling yourself right
right
now
now.
about the
Yep.
past,
Mm-hmm.
then by changing, like what you said, your interpretation about the past in the present moment, changing your perception or your perspective on the past in the present moment actually changes the past, because the present moment is connected to the past by virtue of the fact that right now is the only thing that's real. But the
Yeah,
fact that our memories are strong, so of course we know that the past existed and that
yeah,
right now is connected to the past through a chain of cause and effect. But the only thing that we can do about the past all we can do about it is right now. So telling ourselves a different story about the past, that changes the past. That
Yeah.
itself changes the past. But we can only do that right now.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. There's multiple ways. You can just fucking lie to yourself, or or you actually
It's
do
just
something
funny
about it.
because like the way that modern society, civilized society, like modern educated people see time is like they have no problem with seeing how the actions that we do right now can affect the future. They'll
Yeah.
give you that one. They say,
Yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
That's math and science.
Linear time, cause and effect, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how does that not work in the opposite direction? They
It,
don't
it,
want to
it-
talk about that because they want
yeah.
to pretend like the past is set in stone and you can't change the past and you just
Yeah.
have to accept it and move on. Well, no, we can actually maybe we can accept it. That's part of it, but yes, the way that we uh filter it or like interpret it, analyze it, and like deal with it now actually changes what happened. Maybe not in one sense, but it does in the sense that how we see how it shapes this moment changes now, and now being the only thing that's real and also connected to what happened, it does in a lot of ways actually change what happened. Like I
Yeah.
know it sounds irrational or illogical, but when you understand that now is the only thing that's actually real and that you can change anything that you want right now, how you feel about anything, how you feel
Anything.
about the future or the past or yourself or somebody else or anything right now, like the fact that you can change right now means you can change the past because all time is connected. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
Yeah. Because there is no
kind
past
of
without right now.
paradoxical, but it's
Yeah.
real, you know?
There is no past or future without right now.
Exactly.
So I mean, yeah, it's all wrapped up in it, man. But people are tied up in like either or, and
Well,
like
like right now is like emotions and like the light, you know, and like yeah, the stories that we're telling each other right now, yes, that's part of now, but like what's even realer is like the feelings that they're invoking in us, you know, in this moment. And like the story is really just agreements, you know, it's like a software program, you know,
yeah,
and like the fact that we can change how we feel about that right now
every time,
does
yeah,
change the past. I know it's counterintuitive to somebody who thinks about time in a strictly linear way, but I think the only way to get through to that type of mind is to get them to see that like literally right now is what's real, what's already happened. Yet the fact that you can't change it in the way that you're thinking you can't change it means that you can change it in the way that you interpret it, in the way that it affects you right now. You can see it
yeah,
as a lesson or you can see it as a loss.
exactly.
The same thing happened, but how you see it can change right now, and right now is real. So the fact that you can change right now based on how you see the past changes the past.
Exactly, dude. I fucking time travel all the time, man. Mostly just for like snacks and stuff, but like right now, dude, I just time traveled to like 3 hours ago. I went to Dollar General, got some fucking bum ass snacks over here. Dude, I just did that right now. I was just chilling. I hadn't had any snacks. I didn't have any snacks, but I was like just kind of thinking about time traveling, and I was like, dude, I'll get some snacks, and I went and got some snacks in the past, and they're here now.
It's perfect.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Oh, there you go, right there for the world's first recorded time travel. Clip that shit up, dude. Put that as for world's first recorded time travel.
YouTube short.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
Yeah, I think I might do it.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man.
Well,
But
I
yeah,
think we done time traveled enough. I think I'm good on it now.
yeah, sounds good, man. I love you, dude.
Love you too, man. I'll chop it up. We'll make it good
Peace.
again.
I know you
Peace.
will. Love you.
Love you, man.
Hey, I shouldn't feeling myself. Wait, what if it's good for my health? Hey, I just might sit by myself, get something to sipping and twist a bell. Since I'm living in twisted dimensions, I tend to envision shit different. Look how I render a critic, my haters remember and pivot. Been waiting a minute, nah, peep out of range, I can get it, yeah. Come when this is wavy exhibit, yeah. Ever seen how to make time been? So real extreme, I've arrived in. Yeah, be here to stay that I reside in. Now it's time to change up my environment. I done seen all type shit. No lights in the crib, do enlightenment. So embrace the herb, let the vibe hit. Till I ain't no words on my end. Swear ain't no words on my end. So aiming for early retirement, yeah. I just be zoning, might be roaming like a motherfucker Salvador, yeah. Dallying like any other, got me seeing sounds. Hearing colors, seeing sounds. Hearing colors, I be on some other shit. Salvador Dali, yeah. Get hip to the artistry. I get lost in the certainty part of me. Open my chest, see the light in the dark of me. Bled out my heart, now you left with a part of me. So bare, so prolific. Listen, I don't care if folk don't get it. High scope dreams looking so vivid. Young masterpiece, I don't know limits. Persistence of memories. Mixing realism with some sinister energies and a hint of divinity. I fuck around, put a dent in the industry. Life for money, a vida dollars. Catalonia, I hear the sea calling. For the sand mountain, see the beach falling. Hear the fear holler, know and speak up. I swear to where and how, look at his beatboxing. With a crowd yelling, no, he's awesome. Yo, he awesome. Still the fear holler, know and speak up. And got me jeeping on fine mahogany, eh. Lean on the crunch and a wobbly, eh. I cannot blame him for wanting to follow me. Oceans roar when I'm jotting things. I just be zoning, mind be roaming like a motherfucker Salvador, yeah. Dallying like any other, got me seeing sounds. Hearing colors, seeing sounds. Hearing colors, I be on some other shit. Salvador Dali, yeah.